It's Lauren with Just Veganin, where in each episode we try to look at a different aspect of the vegan lifestyle. And oh, yes, if you watched last week, you would know that you are on holiday with me in South Africa. And this is part 2 of my 3-part travel series to South Africa. And guess where we are this week? We are at Ndaka, which is a wonderful game reserve here in South Africa. And hey, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe, because believe me, you do not want to be missing out on these animal-tastically good times. All right, everyone. So we are at Ndaka, and this is part 2 of my 3-part travel vlog series to South Africa, as I did mention earlier. But we will be shooting 2 episodes here because honestly, there is so much amazing animal life to see, and I want to share with you as much as I can. Today, we are going to focus on, the Big 5. So I wanted to bring you here and also share with you some of the amazing vegan meals that they have on this game reserve, because I really want you all to come and visit it. Honestly, the hospitality here is incredible. It's definitely, it's a 4-star reserve, and I mean, they treat you probably like a 6-star. So I thought we would kind of have a chat about some of the animals I've seen, and I'll throw a few fun animal facts in. Because if some of you are like me, one of the biggest reasons, as a lot of you know, that I became a vegan was for animal rights. And when you come to places like this and actually see them, you know, not in a zoo, but where they live, you know, you have an even greater respect for them, and also why we need to be kind of doing what we're doing and, you know, trying to save them and the planet that we live on. All right, so I found this really interesting. Now, do you all know what animals are in the Big 5? Because at first I was like, well, is it my 5 favorite animals? And no, it is not. So interestingly enough, the Big 5 are the 5 most dangerous animals for humans to hunt. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of us are vegans, or I definitely am, and I think a lot of you are as well. So we will not do any of that hunting, but it's the most dangerous ones to hunt. So they are the leopard, lions, elephants, rhinos, and buffalo. So what is really, really exciting is I got to see 4 out of the Big 5. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see the leopards. They were, well, you know, they were off doing their thing. Hey, maybe they were on holiday as well. I mean, I'm on holiday. Why? You know, they could do it. Why not? But one fact I found really interesting, especially about the lions, because, oh my gosh, we definitely got to see them a few times, and it was incredible. So at the moment, we saw 2 couples. They are mating, and they can have intercourse up to 250 times a day. It only lasts for 2 seconds, so, you know, the man doesn't have that much stamina, or maybe he does if he could do it 250 times. But very, very interesting fact. Sounds quite exhausting for possibly everyone involved, but that's how it rolls. We saw elephants. We saw so many from a distance, but then we also saw a few really, really close up. And a really interesting fact, especially us as vegans, as you know, they're plant eaters, and they eat up to 300 to 400 kgs of plant matter a day. Oh my gosh. And I think they were saying that they go to the bathroom up to about, I think it was about 100 to 200 kgs worth of releasing yourself on a daily basis. I mean, that is incredible. Now, this is a really interesting one. So, which of those Big 5 do you think is the most dangerous for a human, if they were hunting it, we are not, would be to encounter? Any guesses, any guesses? Okay, so buffalo, which would not have been my first thought, but it's because the rest of the animals, they mock charge, meaning they might kind of pretend to charge at you, but they're kind of doing it to, you know, see how you react to it. So they might do kind of a pretend charge and not necessarily go at you, but they're kind of assessing the situation, if you will. Buffalo are the only ones. They're so spontaneous and unpredictable that you actually can't tell what they're going to do. So, I mean, good for them. If someone's hunting them, you know, especially if it's a human, I say, you buffalo, you go for it. Permission to charge. But another really interesting fact, though, about buffalo is buffaloes and elephants, they are matriarchal. So it's like those ladies rule. And how it works in the buffalo society, it is the oldest group of female buffalo, they kind of end up, they lead the pack. And then when they're under attack by maybe lions or whatnot, it's the males that go and fight. Very, very interesting. Buffalo, you're quite, lots of cool things about you. And they're very cute as well. All right, so in the mix of all those animals, I have to talk a little bit about the vegan food here. Honestly, on this reserve, I have been nothing but so insanely impressed with the vegan food options here. Literally, every meal, they have options for vegans. If you are going to book here, I'd recommend, well, it's very good to let them know in advance just so they could plan the meals accordingly for you. But I have had no problem, and things have been so insanely delicious. I've almost eaten way too much in every meal, and kind of the meal after, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna eat as much, but I stuffed my face. Everything is so good. The first day we got here, they did, different pizzas and different salads. Of course, they made me a nice vegan one, which was great. For dinner, they give you a whole list of, starters, mains, and desserts, and they give you your own vegan menu that you could choose from for dinner. And then it is buffet style for breakfast, but they did bring me vegan rosti and then vegan sausages. So, and also there's so many vegetables and fruits, breads and things like that. So believe me, you are not going to go starving while you are staying here at Ndaka. What is really exciting is I had the opportunity to see rhinoceros. And as a lot of you know, they're getting poached, they're going extinct, or they are on the extinction list. Let's hope that we could, stop that. So what is amazing about this reservation, and I think a lot around South Africa and probably hopefully around the world, is they also have an anti-poaching, I'm gonna call them security guards, that go around on bikes making sure that poachers do not get in, because as a lot of rhinos, they go for their horn, and we obviously don't want that happening. So it was very cool because while we were driving around one of the days, we ended up bumping into them. So they are literally working here 24/7 just to make sure poachers don't get in. So, but what was really exciting is they have black rhinos, and then they also have the white rhinos. The black ones are definitely a lot more aggressive, so it's one of those, if you come across them, you gotta definitely keep it calm, because they might not. Now this one I'm just throwing in as a little extra piece of fun because it is not one of the big five, but I really, really like them and think they're just so beautiful. Zebras, or as some people call them, zebras, depending where you're from. And what is very cool about them, so in their small little herd, you'll have one male and he will impregnate all the women. So we saw 6 pregnant females and there was just one male there. What is interesting is, you never know what you're going to have, a boy or a girl. So if he has some males, they'll live with them for a bit and then he will chase them out of the herd because he wants to make sure that there's no interbreeding between any of the new males with the females. You don't want your brother impregnating the sister. So he'll kind of chase them out, and then those males will join another herd. Oh, nature, you are just so intriguing and incredible as well. Well, that's a little bit about the big five, and I hope you enjoyed seeing them and checking them out with me. I hope you really enjoyed learning a little bit about Ndaka, because it is a wonderful game reserve that I would highly recommend going to. It is, if you're in Durban, I would say, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours from Durban. Also, their vegan food game here is on. Another little thing I'd like to add, and this is just because I was pampering myself, treat yourself. They have an amazing spa here, and oh my gosh, honestly, the relaxing chill vibes I felt after the spa. So I'd recommend, if you're here, why not pamper yourself a bit. But please join me next week because I'll share with you some of the other animals I saw and a few fun facts about them. And if you are like me and the reason you became a vegan is because you love animals, then honestly, you will love joining me and seeing them in the wild. Thank you as always for watching, and please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Just Veganin, and follow me on Instagram at Just Veganin.